Hey, shalom again, Israel family. All praises, all honor, all thanks and appreciation belongs to the Most High, the Almighty Yahweh Elohim. Um, I just wanted to make this quick video. I'm sitting in my car, and I was just thinking, because so many of our brothers and sisters don't know who they are. Like, who are we? The black men, the black women, children in this country. Like, who are we really? We've been called black, we've been called African American, we've been called all the derogatory terms and names you've heard over the years. So many other names, we've been given. But who are we really? uh, there are a lot of us that have woken up to our true identity as to who we are, and there are a lot of people that still just believe that you know, we black, we whatever. But I, I'm gonna cut to the chase. I've seen a video on YouTube a couple years ago by this gentleman Dan Colloway, and in his video, he said he had some evidence and stuff that there were black people here, so-called black people, because I don't like using, that's not who we are, but so-called black people here way before Christopher Columbus even got here. I've seen some other articles on it. And Christopher Columbus's uh, journal also um, have some notes that stated that when he got here to the Americas, he first thought that he was in Africa because he saw so many colored people that he thought he had sailed in the opposite direction. So he thought that he was in Africa. Um, so with that being said, it's like there are a lot of things that has been hidden from us in our history, our true origins and everything. A lot of things have been hidden from us, but there is one thing that's like certain. We we are the children of Israel. We are the holy nation, the same people that were with um, Moses in the wilderness. Our forefathers are Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, whose name whose name was Jacob, and then his name was later changed to Israel. Um, a lot of the other nations, they go through the line of Abraham, Isaac, and Esau, or Abraham, Ishmael. The we When Jerusalem fell during the siege, the Babylonian siege, back in the historians have it as 70 80. A lot of our people got killed. You know, the so-called, not so-called, but the real uh, Israelites got killed. Our children got slaughtered. Our men or women got slaughtered. And but some of us escaped. A lot of us escaped, and we went into Africa, went down into Africa for asylum. For to get away from the violence, to save our lives, whatever. And the majority of our people ended up on the west coast of Africa. On the west coast, places like Ghana, um, Nigeria, all those places over there, right? And um, eventually, the the um, the local Africans or the native Africans, they're dark skinned brothers and sisters, just like we are, except they come from the line of Ham. They're the descendants of Noah's other son, Ham. So we came from Noah's son, Shem. They came from Ham. So they're dark skinned, we dark skinned, but we're Hebrews. They're Hamites. Anyway, uh, to expedite time, they correlated with the Europeans, the Grecians, and to round us up and sell us to them as slaves. And that's why you have this big slave trade taking place on the west coast of Africa. A lot of brothers and sisters was being kidnapped, rounded up, and sold to the so-called white man as bondmen and bondwomen into slavery. Um, the Most High is the one that did that to us. Really, it wasn't just the Hamites, and it wasn't just the Grecians, the white man. The Most High was the one that was punishing us, like He stated in the book of Deuteronomy. If you read from chapter 15 to not chapter 15, but Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 to 68, our whole entire dilemma is laid out within those verses, within that chapter. Because from verse 1 to verse 14 of Deuteronomy chapter 28, the Most High told us if we kept His commandments, then all these blessings, excuse me, was gonna come upon us and overtake us. We are gonna be blessed with blessings. However, from verse 15, He warned us. He said, if we turn away from His commandments and we do not hearken to His words, then all these curses are going to come upon us and it's going to overtake us, and there's nothing we can do to overcome them. And he told us that we'll be scattered to the four corners, right? We'll be scattered to the four corners of the earth. We'll be sold as bondmen and bondwomen, and no man will be able to redeem us. We'll watch our sons and daughters taken away from us. We'll have no might in our hands to do anything about it. He cursed our baskets. He cursed our food. He cursed our going out and coming in. You know, when it's night, we wish that it was day, and when it's day, we wish that it's night. And all these things are happening to us. There is no other group of people on earth that has suffered or that is still suffering the things that we are experiencing this very day. And He did that to us because we turned away from His commandments. We started serving all these other gods, you know, and He had warned us about that several times over the years, and we kept doing the same thing. Here we are in the West, brought here by slave ships, most of us, right? And we still over here serving false deities. Our ancestors never know anything about Christ. They never know about uh, the so-called Judaism. They never knew anything about um, the ALLAH, the Muslim religion. They never know all these gods. All these gods are new, you know. So back to the story a little bit. So we got sold, and a lot of historians wrote it in their books that it was black people selling other black people to the white man on the west coast of Africa. But so a lot of people who don't know, they think that We sold our own people into slavery and stuff like that. But we are not the same. The native Africans are not Hebrews. They are not Israelites. They're Hamites. So they dark skinned like us, but they're not all people. And they knew it. Just like when we were in Egypt, the Egyptians looked like us, but they knew that we weren't Egyptians. So as soon as they got the chance, after years after Joseph passed away, they felt threatened by the Hebrews and put us into slavery in Egypt. And it's the same thing where we went into Africa, trying to hide out and live in Africa. But the native Africans, they knew we weren't their people. They knew we weren't Hamites. They knew that we were Hebrews. Our customs, our traditions, our laws, everything is different. They knew. So they sold us, and we ended up here in the West, and we've been afflicted. We've been oppressed. We've been depressed. We've been going through it, you know. And a lot of people also think that slavery is over. We're done. Like we've been emancipated, but it's nothing but a big lie. It's nothing but an illusion. We've always been given illusions like Christ, Santa Claus, all this stuff, lies, and our people hold on to it, and they teach them to their kids, even though they know, for example, that the Easter Bunny, or I shouldn't even say the word Easter because that's a false deity, but they know that bunny don't lay eggs, but they teach it to their kids, and they have their kids partake in that ritual.
Incoming text message from Nahanya.
They have people partake in a ritual every single year, that pagan holiday. And the same thing with Christmas, you know, the birth of Christ and the Santa Claus stuff. They knew 99% of people know that Santa Claus is not real, but they still believe him. They still hang up stockings. They still teach it to their kids as if it's okay. You know what I mean? Instead of telling your kids, like, listen, mommy and daddy, we were thought wrong. We made a mistake. We don't want you growing up and being stupid like the way we are. Santa Claus didn't give you those stuff. We worked hard, and we're the ones that bought the stuff for you. And you know, it didn't come from no Santa Claus. It didn't come from anybody else. We worked, and we're the one what I bought you the stuff. But instead, they give all their glory, all their hard work, all their you know everything to this false. It's not even a god. Well, some people might worship him, but this false thing, this creature called Santa Claus. You give all of your hard-earned time and effort, to that, when you could have teach your kids the right thing, and have them acknowledging you as a parent, and appreciating you maybe a little bit more. Instead, they writing letters to Santa Claus and thanking Santa Claus for stuff. So I said all that just to show, like, our people, we're very simple minded sometimes, and we get manipulated very easily. We're not free. We're still in bondage. We're still in captivity. There are so many neighborhoods in the United States this very day as I speak that the so-called black man, woman, and children cannot even walk through in peace without being harassed, without being stopped, without having the police called. Um, you know, uh, we're the last hired, the first fired. We're the group of people most experimented on. We're the group of people that are most marginalized, red line, blacklisted. You know, uh, we, 85% plus of the prison population are our people. Um, it's just the list goes on and on and on. We're not free. You know, they're white. We live rent free in the minds of our oppressors day and night, and all they do is make plans on how to kill us, how to diminish us, how to take us down, how to hurt us, how to everything that they think about is evil towards us, the children of Israel. And the Most High said that all those things were going to happen to us. And one of the biggest things that they're afraid of, my kings and queens, one of the biggest things that they're afraid of, it's in Deuteronomy chapter 31. You can start reading from verse 1. But it says in that chapter that if Yahweh say unto told Moses to say unto the children of Israel that if you return to me and you keep my commandments, I'm paraphrasing it a little bit, but I will return unto you, and I will make your enemies your footstool. In other words, once we return to Yahweh and start keeping his commandments, all our enemies, they know that they're done. They know that they're finished. And that's one of the reasons why they keep pushing religions onto us, giving us Christ, giving us Uncle Bud, giving us the Quran, giving us all these other religions. Um, because all of these other gods that we have been given over the years are false. There is only one Elohim. Commandment number one, the very first law that Yahweh wrote with his fingers, is to have no other Elohim or no other God before him. And that's period. And throughout the scriptures, he said it again and again that I am Yahweh, your Elohim, and besides me, there is none else. There is there is no other Elohim. If the Most High says that there is none else, there is no other God, he's the he's the one that knows everything. But our people act as if they know more than the Most High. Some of our pastors and preachers act like they know more than the Most High because they keep they keep giving us Christianity, they keep giving us Islam, they keep giving us Judaism. There is no other Elohim but Yahweh. We have to return to Yahweh, and once we return to Yahweh, our enemies, they know that they're finished. They know it, and that's one of the reasons why every single time one of our brothers or sisters try to wake up, or and he or she tries to reach out to our people and let them know who they are, they get shut down. They get shut down right away. And before you know it, that brother is making an apology, or that sister is making an apology, or they have to pay some kind of money or something like that, and they always go after the big names to set an example, so the rest of us gonna be scared, you know but there are some of us that ain't scared, cause first of all, we ain't got nothing to lose. And even if we do, there's some of us that don't give a crap about losing a few things for the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of us have that knobs, impenetrable knobs, that we're not scared of losing some stuff for the truth. But they always shut those brothers and sisters down because they don't want the truth to come out. They don't want our brothers and sisters to know who they are. How can you speak against a group of people when you are that group of people? How can you be anti yourself, anti your own people? So every time we speak, they always flag our stuff and say we being anti this and anti that. We cannot be anti what we are, you know. But it's a game that they're playing, and they know that they're playing that game. And I just wanted to make this quick video to just let our brothers and sisters know that the so-called black man in America, we named after two continents, Africa and America. We've been called poach monkey. We've been called blackie. We've been called nigger, we've been called all the derogatory terms. Those are all proverbs and byword, as stated in the scripture. And we're the only group of people that's been labeled with all these terms. And that's one of the markers that tells us that we are the children of Israel. We're the ones that been sold into slavery, go through oppression, the lynching, the rapes, the castration, feeding our babies to animals, using our babies as target practices for target practice. Um, taking our kids, from us, selling them to another plantation, taking our wives. We had no control. We had no power to stop those things. Even to this very day, most of our women are against our men because the system has manipulated us over the years, giving our women little incentives, turning them against our men. You know, so many of our brothers in prison for minor offenses, but but they were given maximum sentences for those offenses. And you have other people from other nations walking around free that committed murder and committed other capital crimes, but they're free, and the black men and women and children are in prison because they they had a misdemeanor, or they had a minor incident. You know what I'm saying? Like it, it only happened to us, Israel, and the only reason that's happening is because the Most High, yeah, His words does not come back void, and He whatever He says is gonna happen. And He told us that if we turn away from Him, that's exactly what's gonna happen to us. But He said, if you return to me, I'll return to you, and He's gonna save us from this situation. He's gonna gather us from all the places that we were scattered to, and He's gonna bring us back to our land. Our land is not America. Our land is Jerusalem. That's where we from before we got our spewed out of the land, before the land was taken away from us and became desolate. And later, other people moved in and occupied the land and learned our ways and our customs and said that the land is theirs. But but Jerusalem is our land, and Yahweh is going to return His remnant, the people that hear His word, start keeping His commandments, and walking in righteousness. Those are the people He's going to bring back to that land in the latter days. So I just wanted to make this quick video. Shalom. I love you, Israel. Hallelujah. Praise Yahweh forever. Hallelujah.